Okay, Tuesday, 23rd of January 2024. Day recap, trade reviews for the ES and NQ. Ended up slightly green on the day, up only 3 points, but an absolutely terrible day. Very bad performance. Let's go over the plans first, and then we'll see what I did wrong. So, in the ES, this 4888 level acted as key resistance on Monday, and that was a good level of interest that I had for today, apart from other levels underneath from where I was looking for longs. The market never even reached those levels, so we're not going to talk about it. But why was 4888 important? Because you can see early morning we had a liquidation break, long liquidation break. The market rode up to new all-time highs and then just broke down from there. And then the entire day, pretty much, and the entire afternoon after the IB, just consolidated under this 48, 88, 86, 87 region. Very clearly seen on the TPO chart. You can just see a little shelf of resistance right here. The market could never go through it, and this was an important level for me today. But what I did wrong with my plan was I only really prepared for the upside. So because there was so much chop here yesterday, I was not looking to trade within this region. My ideal scenarios were either a breakout and go higher to new all-time highs, or we end up somewhere here from where I was looking for longs. I was not looking to short here, and in my plan I was not looking to play here at all whatsoever, just considering the value creation process, the ranging process that goes on here often results in really choppy, not very clear directional moves. And pretty much that was what we got today, but regardless, some things that I could have done better here. Now let's go with the NQ plan first, because NQ was my Achilles heel today. This is where everything went wrong and I started going downhill. So NQ's plan was similar to the ES, was not wanting to be active here. Either go long from somewhere in the Friday's low consolidation area, as it says in the plan, or probably a rejection of a fear, for which it was not key for me. It looks like a 3-hour supply zone if you go on a 3-hour chart, but why this was not key for me, because this did not create a drop strong enough. Like, considering the rally that it came off of, even though this is a drop, it's not even a pullback. It's not even a deep pullback. That's why even though it looked like it, I had it marked not key. It doesn't sharply reject at the beginning of the zone. We didn't even get anywhere near that thing during the entire day. Didn't come into effect, but that was it for the upside. And the downside, I was looking for longs from here. So basically no plans or plan levels came into fusion at NQ, but it still managed to get me off guards, off rails, and there I was. So basically, because I realized my plans or my written plans were not coming to fruition, I was looking for more intraday options, which is mostly failed breakouts for me. I love taking failed breakouts, very good opportunities. I saw them today and I just did not take them. I just kept on avoiding taking responsibility of taking on some risk. Even though there were clear signs, I tried to avoid pain. I tried to put on risk to find out if my idea was worth it or not. And it basically, I think, arises from my fear of being wrong. Like, I don't want to be wrong. And as long as I keep this fear, I'm most likely always going to be wrong, and all the right opportunities I will be missing. That's what happened today. Let's see what was the opportunity I was talking about and how I could improve it next time. So since nothing was coming up to the plan levels. NQ broke ferociously in the first 5-10 minutes. The from 9:35 to 9:40. The second set of 5 minutes after the RTH opened, it broke ferociously from almost 500 to almost 410 in a 5 minute period. That's an 80-90 point drop. But then what happened right thereafter? It took out the overnight low. It even flushed the previous day's low, and it immediately snapped back. That is a textbook fail play. Like, that is beautiful. It immediately snaps back. There is no entry on this immediate snapback. Usually I would like that, but so an entry would be fail of these lows, goes back up, quickly or briefly retests the low, either the prior low or the overnight low, and then it rips off from there. But it just straight up ripped to the opening print, from where it rolled over again. So this was an important inflection point from their point, from then onwards for the rest of the auction for NQ. And then it rolled over, it came right to the previous test low. This is a beautiful retest. And I missed it as I was writing mine. I just kept focusing on ES, and I was writing through my journal, and yeah, annoyed with the missed opportunity, holding for okay. Like, I kept my mental game strong enough to not go, do not be derailed from there, but still, I was not happy about it. Yeah, this was a very good opportunity, which I missed. It almost reached target, did provide almost a 2-1. And then it provided a re-entry again, but I was not too keen on this one, and I don't think this is a missed opportunity, because it just, sometimes when you come way too much at the same level, the chances of it breaking increases. The odds are higher of this level not holding strong, and then so it comes the first time, holds the second time, and now it's the third time. Even though this was probably the best thing the day offered, I did not take this one. And if I were to keep to my plan and never take out anywhere here until my stop loss hits, my stop loss would not have hit, and I would have reached target, but I would not have done that, because if a trade goes 30 points in favor, I'm not going to let it go red on me. That's just one of my rules. But then probably it's in hindsight. This is all after the fact. This was not the hard right edge at that point of time. So definitely not unhappy with not taking this trade. Okay to have missed this one, but not okay to have missed this one, even though this was the better one. This provided a better outcome. Not that I would have taken all of it out, but regardless. Something to say for this point entry again is, even though we are coming back to it, we still can't get below it. And even though there was strong selling for the open, it really gets no follow through. It just establishes a range, and then the wicks keeps on falling. There's not much follow through until this point of time, either in the ES or the NQ, to keep thinking that maybe this breaks and goes for another follow through. But that's for another time. Something to take out of it. Not a missed opportunity today, at least. Definitely a missed opportunity. Losing focus on the main thing. Obviously journaling is important, but what's the point of fucking journaling if I don't end up taking the trade? Then I missed this. It's okay. At the same time, ES is just cruising around. Actually, one time framing down up until here. So it did one time frame down from A to D, but the movement was very slow. Not the best, even though it had a nice flow to it. But since I did not plan for this downside outcome, which I should have, not just in hindsight, but if my plan is breaking out of this level and going to the new all-time highs and it just cannot seem to break it, probably the other place it's going is somewhere further down. Regardless, still not unhappy that I did not take this trade. And then something similar happened in the ES where it flushes the overnight low, but it goes back up, comes back down, doesn't actually hold on the retest. But then I was not looking for this flush is because the previous day's lows and the overnight low are way too close. It's just the 1-2 point difference. When they're so close, I'd wait for both of them to flush, or both of them to be taken out, and then hold, and then go in the opposite direction. And just so because they were so close, this was not my idea. It came down to the prior low to the take, did not flush it, and I just could not take it, even though this provides some really good order flow activity. There was a lot of things going on for this trade to go wrong from anywhere here. But why I did not take it is because obviously all individual trades have a 50-50 outcome. There's no, I can have as much confidence as there could be, there's still no guarantee that this will work out. And then had this trade not worked out, I would have reviewed it as a shit trade, because it's my first rule of failed probes that you have to fail it. If you do not fail the low or the high, it is not a failed probe. And since they're so close apart, the second rule says that both of them have to be flushed, have to fail both of them. It comes right to the tick and takes off from there. So not a missed opportunity as such, because it doesn't fit my set of rules, and there is a reason why I have those set of rules. Regardless, very good order flow. Let's take a look at what happened here. Like, comes down. It's all of this period here. One good thing about range or Renko charts that they sometimes take time away from you, and you can objectively look what's happening within the price range. It's not easy to sit on the same bar for a long time, but the objectivity it provides is really clear. There's a lot of 5-minute bar movement here, but the range is not really changing, and then it's very clear to see what happened at the lows here. Negative 2.4k, negative 2.4k, some positive, negative 2.3k, brought up to 45. So basically we have 5,000 people down here, another 2,000 people down here, another 1,300 down here. That's almost 10k people aggressively that are here shorting at the lows, shorting at the lowest lows of the day, and they're simply not getting anything. This is a beautiful order flow absorption case here. I'm not taking trades just based on order flow. Even though this would have worked out phenomenally well, I'm not unhappy about not taking this trade. There are more reasons for me to be unhappy on this day, which we'll go through in the NQ later again. Regardless, very good setup. Completely reverses the order flow. Doesn't even look back. Retests all of this negative order flow. Shoots back up. Obviously, looks like a straight shot up in this chart. Took a lot of time. from 12:50, so 1 to till closing. That's 3 hour period here. A lot of time. Very good order flow lesson here. Definitely something to keep in the books, regardless. I did not take this trade. Then after missing this trade in the NQ because of losing my focus, and then even though this not being my trade and watching this rip up, now there's something. I'm thinking, okay, I've been sitting here for almost 4 hours. I haven't done anything, haven't taken a single trade. Pissed at missing this one, the only real opportunity provided. And then again, NQ provides a high of daybreak and it rolls over immediately. Provides a retest and falls back down. And I did not take that one again. Given the nature of the day, this was such a clean setup to have put risk on, but I just kept avoiding taking any responsibility for the risk, and in the process of not being in a painful situation, ended up being in exactly that, frustrated and pissed at myself and the fucking performance that I'm putting, scared of being wrong for no reason whatsoever, playing with one fucking micro, there's no money to lose, and still making absolutely shit mistakes like this. Whereas my process would just be to put the risk on and then learn from it, whether it's a loser or it's a winner, doesn't matter. If it fits in the system, it's worth putting the risk on. And I missed this initial entry, and then it provided another entry, and I did not take it. Again, would have only provided 2 to 1 risk reward. Still, there's still some juice here to take it. I should have taken it. It would have been a small winner. But I did not, and this is when I truly got pissed. Absolutely horrendous. Ranted somewhere here. But I did not end up taking it. I was truly annoyed at this point of time, as I saw this thing happen and I did not take it. And then as I got annoyed, I lost objectivity, and then when ES provided this high of day break, so this was the high of day, and ES broke it, and as soon as it started to roll back over, I jumped in a short. I jumped in this short here for some reason. I was not thinking objectively. It was not the MGI, and same thing as NQ, like the overnight high and the day's high, the current day's high are so close, they both have to be flushed for my system. Never happened. I lost all objectivity. I was thinking emotionally, and I took an absolutely shit trade. Not happy about it, but when I was in the trade, in a few moments I was able to gather myself back and realize what the fuck am I doing, and I cut it off for a 2-point loss. Even though there's no excuse for putting on this shit trade, something that doesn't fit in the system, and I only even entered on retest, so there was no retest here from where I entered. I just jumped the gun, missed the first 2 rules, missed the 3rd rule, an absolutely disgusting, horrifying trade. But I took it anyway, took it off for 2-point loss after quickly realizing my losing objectivity. And that was done. Again, really pissed at this point of time. So we are at 3 p.m. The day is almost over. And I'm truly pissed. And then we come here, we finally get the one one plan that I was looking for. Depending on the open, clear break and hold of 48.90 resistance, the 88.90 resistance. I want to long to 4900 and new all-time highs. That was what we got. It broke the resistance, clearly went up, came here. It held, and this was at a point of time, it's so late in the day, it has been through all this job. I just did not know what I could have expected more out of this day. Having said that, why I took this trade is because there were enough reasons as such with the wicks, because the wicks just kept on falling. The wicks was like in the negative 2% territory all day, and the ES is just almost flat, and it just went positive slightly, ever so slightly. So there was some backing to this trade, but I was cognizant of the fact that it's after 3 p.m. It's the last 30-45 minutes. And even though I do not expect it to roll back over again within this range or within this chop area, an entry here, it could still easily come back and close somewhere right at the resistance to leave it for the next day. But since I did not put risk on correctly this morning, did some shit things, did not take valid setups, this was the place that I had to put on the risk. I just absolutely had to, because that was my plan. And it turns out the plan worked out. Pretty positive that if this happened during the earlier part of the day, the plan would have worked out to the T, where I could have gone to 4900 and new all-time highs. But we are here. It's 5:40. It's 3:45. There's like 15 minutes left of the day, 4 p.m. I did end up taking it to follow the plan. Follow the fucking plan. And it turns out the plan fucking works out. Did end up going to 4900, but that's after hours. I only trade RTH. That's okay. That's why I only targeted this high when I was in the trade. And I entered right somewhere here on the retest. There was no change as such. I just entered, put my stop loss below else low, because obviously if it comes back here underneath the resistance, there's just no going back. Did work out. What I did wrong here was I got greedy, as we see this flushing higher, and it reached my target. I got greedy and I expected, or I wanted it to go to this prior all-time high and probably take it out right there. Even though we are in the last 5 minutes of the day, there's so many others going through. It's just absolutely insane. I got greedy, and then I held it, and then I got lucky. I got another flush higher, and then that time I took it out on strength. Was able to get a nice 6-point winner off of this, of 5.5 points winner out of this, or something like that. So unfortunate that this opportunity arrived at the ending of the last 15 minutes of the day. Fortunate that I took and just followed the plan. Terrible profit taking target management with getting greedy and not getting out on the signs of strength, and then getting lucky. And the plan works out. Break this resistance, go to 4900, make new all-time highs. Fucking unfortunate, happened at the end of the day. Anyway, really not happy with my performance today. Absolutely shit. Just follow the fucking plan. Just take responsibility and get better.